Good, thank you. And thank you for those of you using your reactions. Excellent. If I could have us have our video on for a bit, we are going to finish the activity that I promised you we'd finish, 3 weeks ago? We'll be doing that today, so you'll want to have your video on for that. Thank you. Okay, so here are the other things we're going to do. We have a lot planned for today. We may not get to the very last thing, but I will point you to some resources for that. So first thing, we're going to do our check-in, make sure we all know what we're doing this week. And we'll continue that experiment that we started 3 weeks ago. and then we'll do presentation feedback session as promised. And then lastly, the demos, which is demoing of how to add audio, how to export video, how to upload to YouTube and all of that. And again, I have a feeling we may not get to that today, so I'm going to point you to some resources and we will get to that next time. Okay. And then lastly, general questions and answers, but you can ask those at any point. Okay. All right, sorry, my video is all, I started it and didn't check to see if I'm even in the frame. All right, cool. You're probably just seeing the top of my head. Okay, so for our course check-in, we are in week 7. The topic of the week is conflict management and negotiation. And if you'll remember, I moved your the due date for your presentation later by a week, and I also moved all of the extra credit opportunities for turning that presentation in early by a week. So this Friday is your first opportunity to get to 10 points extra credit, or not this Friday, but if you turn it in by this Friday, you get 10 points extra credit. And if you look at each successive week, it's a little bit less each if you turn it in by each Friday. So 7.5 points extra credit if you turn it in by next Friday. And then the Friday before it's due in week 9, you can get 5 points extra credit if you turn your presentation in by then. Okay. So this week, what you need to do is, aside from working on your presentation, there is a conflict style survey for you to take. Hopefully you'll find that interesting, particularly in conjunction with what you're reading this week about the various conflict styles. And there's a reading quiz also on chapter 11. Okay. Any questions on that so far? You guys doing good? Okay, excellent. All right. Okay, so experiment 2. I'm going to refresh your memory because this was a long time ago we started it. The reason we were doing this activity is to investigate the influence of size on groups, on group dynamics. Okay, so can anybody remind me, because it's been a long time, exactly how this worked? What were we doing? Do you remember?
Weren't we making like body parts on a human with a group?
Okay, that was, well, that's good. That was the previous experiment. Yes, I'm glad you remember that. What was the next experiment we did?
You had to answer 5 questions that were about geography.
Good.
And
Yes, thank you.
yeah, every time, every set of 5 questions, your group got bigger.
Good. Yes, thank you very much. Okay, perfect. All right. So yes, we were doing, we had those sets of questions, remember, and we got through the first 2 sets. And the groups were started out between 3 and 4 people, and then they've been growing. Now, because we don't have that many people this time either, the first set of the next group of questions would be approximately the same size. Let me see what time it is. Okay, I'm just looking at time to make sure we have time to do everything. Will be approximately the same size as your second group last time, but we're going to try it anyway, just to get us back into the swing of things. because the very last set of questions today will be the whole class trying to work together. And remember, I timed you, so 2 minutes for each set of questions, to see if you can actually finish the questions and answer them correctly. Okay, and remember, there's no Googling. The point of the exercise is to see how we work together in groups, depending on size of groups. So if you're Googling, that's kind of cheating, and of course it won't really give us any indication of what this is like in the real world. Okay, so okay, so what I'm going to do before I set up those, and the groups are random, I set it up through Zoom, it just puts you in groups. I'm going to give you that link again to get to the questions. So let me paste that. I think I've still got it in my, yes, good. Okay, so go to that link, make sure you've got the questions set up. It's set number 3 this time, okay. And I am going to get our breakout rooms ready. So this time it'll be approximately, well, I'll just do 2. It's gonna, I think it's gonna put you in, yeah, about 6, 7 a room. 6 actually, because I'm not going into a room. So, okay. All right, does everybody have their questions loaded so they're looking at them? Yes, you got them. Okay, so I'm going to put you in rooms now, and I'm going to set, oh, hang on, I should open my timer so I can be ready. So what I'll do once again is at the 1 minute mark, I'll set everything to start the closing timer, which is another minute. So you'll know that you have 1 minute left, and then it'll automatically bring you back into the main room. But let me pull up the timer for my benefit so I know when to do that.
What set of questions are we doing?
We're doing set 3, so page 3.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, enable audio. All right, so I'm going to do this.
And
Okay, so,
where
oh,
are
go
these
ahead.
questions?
Look in your chat. I've pasted the link there. Have we found chat? I wish there was another way I could share it with you. Okay, well, I'm going to put you in rooms. If anybody hasn't found chat, hopefully you can help each other once I put you there. Are you guys ready?
The link isn't working for me.
The link isn't working?
No.
Does anybody else have trouble with the link? Is it working for you guys? Yeah. Okay. Hopefully you guys can help each other out then if you're having any trouble. Try to refresh because it may just be internet connection or something. Okay. All right, I'm opening rooms now. Okay, looks like everyone's back. Excellent. Did you guys have time to finish your questions? Yes? Okay. Why don't we start with those who were in room 1? How did you answer question 1? Capital of Louisiana.
We read off the question just because everyone didn't have the page up.
Okay.
And none of us really knew.
Oh, okay.
But I thought I had a decent idea of what it was. So
Okay.
kind of just took the most confident answer.
Okay. And how did you guys answer it?
C, Baton Rouge.
Okay, great. Great. All right. Yes, that is correct. Baton Rouge was the answer to number 1. Good job. How about room 2? How did you answer question 2? State what the largest land area is.
We answered B, Alaska.
Okay. Okay, great. And that is correct. Were you guys fairly confident of that answer?
Yeah, we were confident.
Good. So that probably went pretty easily for you then. Good. Okay, let's move on to question 3. I'll go back to room 1. How did you guys answer question 3?
Did you say group 1?
Group 1. Yeah, room 1, group 1.
One of the people in our group just said they knew it was Missouri. So we
Okay.
took that.
Okay, great. And that is right. That is correct. That was good. That was good. Okay, excellent. Let's see. How about number 4? We'll go to room 2. How did you guys answer that one? That was a hard one.
I don't think we even got to that question.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we're already seeing the size, and I think your group was 7 people. Is that right? At the moment, I see a couple dropped off. Hopefully they'll come back in. But yeah, so 7 people, a little hard to get to. So you guys, did you get to question 3 and answer it?
Yeah, we got to question 3.
You did. And did you answer it correctly?
I don't even think we even got it right.
Oh no. Okay. So yeah, so we're already seeing, between 6 and 7 people, it can be difficult making decisions, right? Okay, good, good. Okay, let's move on to question 5. Room 1, did you get to question 5?
No, we didn't.
No? Okay. And I'm guessing room 2 didn't either. If you guys you kind of stalled out at question 3, it looks like. Okay. Okay. Well, in case you're curious, the answer to number 5 is B, Vietnam. The Philippine Islands are directly east from Vietnam. Okay. All right, great. So this next round, let me stop sharing this. We'll go back to this one. So next round, we're going to do the entire class as one group, so I won't put you in groups this time. So for that reason, I'm going to just close the little breakout rooms thing. And I will sit here quietly because I'm not supposed to influence you. I'll sit here quietly listening and have a poker face since I know the answers. And I will set a timer for 2 minutes and I'll let you know when the time is up. So if you guys want to move on to page 4 now, which is question set 4, and I'm going to open my fun timer page thing again. Okay. All right, you all ready? Okay. I'm going to restart that. Okay, you got 2 minutes. Go.
Does anyone know the answer to number 1, the capital of New York?
The capital is Albany.
Okay. The next question is number of states that border Mexico. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's 3.
I think it's 4.
Okay. I'm kind of guessing, so I'll take your answer, unless anyone else knows.
Yeah, because it's California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas.
Number 3, the Pocono Mountains are located in Massachusetts, Tennessee, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania. Does anyone know?
It's not in Tennessee, but I've never heard of those mountains before. So I'm guessing it's either C or A, one of the two that have to be up in the northeast.
I was gonna go C, Rhode Island, just because it's north.
Yeah, let's go with C.
It's Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
All
Pennsylvania.
right, I trust you.
Number 4, the population of the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland is between 60 and 70 million, 90 and 100 million, 35 and 45 million, 80 and 90.
It's got to be between 90 and 100 million.
Yeah, I agree. And then Thailand is located next to India, China, Singapore, Laos.
Okay, time's up.
Laos.
All right, I'll give you another 5 seconds on the last one. You guys want to
I mean, I have no
confirm
idea.
your answer?
It's Laos.
Okay, good job. Good job. All right, let's go. Okay, so tell me about, before we go through answers, tell me about your experience working as a group of, I guess this was 11 because I'm the 12th person.
I think it's just tough because, like, especially even over Zoom, you have to look at so many different screens to see if people agree or disagree. But like, it's just, you have to just communicate a bit more to get it done fast enough.
Okay. Okay. Others want to chime in on how you felt in this case? It's quite a big group trying to make decisions fast.
Yeah, it kind of just felt rushed.
Okay, rushed, yeah. And it sounded like it was difficult to know, well, as Noah said as well, it was difficult to know if everyone agrees because not everybody is speaking, right? You're trying to look at facial expressions and if people are nodding or shaking their head or whatever. Good, good. Okay, so let's go through the questions then just to see if you guys got them. So capital of New York, you guys said
Albany.
Albany, and that's correct. So you got that one. And I think a couple of you agreed, right? So you knew. Okay, and then number 2, number of states that border Mexico.
4.
4 was correct, yes, and I think more than one of you agreed there. Okay, Pocono Mountains are located where?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, and that one took you guys a bit, right? Because you had a couple of different answers, and then someone said for sure they knew it was Pennsylvania, so you guys went with that one. All right, and you got, well, you did actually get to all of them. Okay, so 4, the population of the UK is between
90 and 100 million.
Okay, it's actually A, 60 and 70 million. I think it's like 64 million, 65 million at this point. Okay, that was a tough one. Okay, number 5, Thailand is located next to
Laos.
Laos. And were you guys sure? Was anyone sure? I know somebody yelled it out, so I'm wondering if that person knew.
I'm sure for it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it is. It's Laos. Good job. So you guys only missed 1 in that, and you had to work a little bit on 2, which was this one, the number of states. So excellent. Good job, guys. Okay, so I'm going to close that and we'll go go back to this one. All right. So let me ask you okay, so I've got some questions about the experience. Some of these wouldn't have come into play over Zoom. Okay, if you were physically in the classroom, you would see some of them. But I think, and I think this first one might be one of those. So is it even possible? I'm just thinking theoretically here, hypothetically, is it even possible, do you think, over something like Zoom for this first thing to happen, for factions to form? Like, how would we even know? Do you know? Do you think? Like, if people are chatting with each other, we wouldn't, in text, we wouldn't see that. We wouldn't know unless they admit it, right? And you don't know who people are talking to because you're all talking to the camera, right? So we really can't answer that one. Okay. Second one, how about this? At what size do you felt like some people dropped out and just weren't talking at all while others dominated? So think back to the first day we did this, right? We started with groups of 3 and 4. We moved up to 5 and 6. Today was groups of 6 and 7, so just slightly bigger. And then finally the whole class.
I think 5 and 6, to be honest.
Okay. Okay.
Because like, since we are online, like if you say an answer that someone else doesn't think is right, you might feel like you'll get judged or something. Compared to if you're able to just talk in a group together and see everyone's like facial expressions, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's tough here as well because not everyone is using video, right? So we've all got our audio on, but not everybody has video. So sometimes, yeah, the facial expression is missing. Good. Yeah. And there's no right answer to this, right? Because some of your groups functioned quite well with 5 to 6 and some may not have, and it all depends on the personalities in the group, right? Okay. All right, good. How about this? The speed of decision versus the quality of the decision. And by quality, I mean the answer being correct. How did you feel about this as your groups grew in size? At what point do you oh, go ahead.
Like, I definitely feel as the group grew, we didn't really go into depth on the question.
Okay, you're in more of a hurry, right? You got more rushed. Okay, okay. So you couldn't really verify the quality. Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. At what size was your decision fastest? So here we're talking about speed.
I would probably say when the groups are around like 4 or 5. Like that.
Okay. 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 Okay, good, good. So we didn't really, I guess the very first, and this is a hard thing for us to judge, right? Because the very first round, when you were very small groups, size 3 to 4, it was also your first time doing this, right? So it might not have gone as quickly as it could have because you were still kind of, what are we doing, right? So if I had given you kind of a practice round and then we really tested it, that might have been a bit more accurate. Okay, good, good. Excellent work, guys. Okay, so now we're going to move on to presentations. We're almost right on schedule. Let me just double check. Okay, good. Our person who submitted a presentation for review is here, so we can begin with this. So before I start this, I want to remind you all again. Tutors are available, okay, and you should not feel any shame if you want to talk to a tutor. Everybody of every, let's say people who are straight A students talk to our tutors too, okay? And like I mentioned last time, these are individuals specific to have taken my classes. They're either comm majors or they've taken a lot of my classes and they know what I'm expecting on these presentations, okay? So I have a link in the help module in your course on Canvas where you can just click it and go straight there and make an appointment. All right. Okay, so we're gonna do the live feedback. So again, before I start this, in case you missed last time or the time before, what I'm asking you to do the next few sessions until the presentation is due is bring your questions so we can talk about them right here in class live. Um, you can get live feedback on your presentation from me either by just bringing it with you to the session. You don't have to send it in advance. But if you want to be anonymous, like you don't want me, if you don't want people knowing who you are, in case you're like really tentative about the quality of your presentation, you can send it to me in email in advance. Remove your name if you do that, or I'll remove your name for you. And then I'll give you feedback anonymously as well. Okay, so we'll always start with the anonymous ones first because they would have been the ones who sent it to me first. And then we'll move on to those who have something to show. And you don't have to have a completed presentation. That's not the point of this. Okay. You can bring whatever it is as you go. For example, if you just need help figuring out what your thesis statement is, we can talk about that. Okay. All right, so I am going to stop sharing this and we're gonna go, I've got the presentation open here. Actually, let me do this. So I've got multiple things open, bear with me. Okay. So this, I'm gonna start with the script because this person sent me the script too, which is awesome. All right. Share screen, this one. Okay, so this person's script has kind of headings for every new slide. You see they're in bold there, which is good. Okay. So I'm gonna share the actual presentation. Thought I had it open already. I hope I didn't close it. There it is. There it is. Okay. So whether or not you wanted to be anonymous, I'm letting you be anonymous because I went ahead and removed your name. Okay. All right. So I'm going to let you know something about this before we start because I haven't told you guys this. I have another class going. I have multiple classes going right now, but I have another class going right now that's also doing presentations, and they're online only, so they don't get the benefit of doing these nifty Zoom sessions to get a chance to talk. So what I've done is I've invited them to pop in on your sessions. So this class, you should know as we go through this, presentations in all my classes are the exact same thing. So if you take any more courses from me, you know it's going to work the same way. Okay. Which is why I'm inviting those students from that other course to pop in because I know that everybody will benefit regardless of which course it is. Okay, so the topics in this particular one are from that course. So those of you in Com 211, which is group communication, it still applies, but your book doesn't go into depth on some of this as much as this particular presentation is going to, but I think you'll still understand the concepts as we go through this. Okay. All right. So their topic is the TV series Psych. Okay. And they're doing a cultural analysis of that TV series. Okay. So here's their thesis statement. Let me make this a little bit bigger so we can see it better. So they have cited where they got this image, which is great down there at the bottom. I see this person has already even recorded their audio. That's what this is down here. And I'll talk a bit about the recording of briefly after this, the recording of audio and also where you can go to get more help with that in case you're at that stage already. But we'll definitely do a demo next week if I don't get a chance to really talk about that much today. Okay. The only thing I would recommend here is you don't need the quotes for the thesis statement. That's the only thing. But I really like this sentence. This is a good thesis statement. So By conducting cultural analysis of the television show Psych, I will demonstrate how the ideological processes of a dominant culture represent socially privileged groups while underrepresenting minorities, leading to assimilation, stereotyping, and tokenism. So again, for COM 211, your thesis statement probably won't be quite as involved. This class that the student is from is an upper level. It's a 300 level, so that's why it's a little more bulky, right? A little more heady than what you're going to be doing. So just be aware of that in case you're like, I don't know what all of this is. You do know what stereotyping is. So okay, all right. So now here's their introduction. So this is where they're talking about the artifact that they've chosen. Okay, the text they've chosen, which is Psych, TV show Psych. Okay, so they're going to talk a bit about basically how long it was on, and they've got a clip there to a clip from the show on YouTube. And so I really like, for everybody's benefit, I really like the fact that they're going to talk a lot in the script, right? Or in their audio. So we don't need full sentences on your slides. So this is excellent in that it's basically just bulletized brief summary of what they're talking about. Okay, and that's what you want. Back here on thesis statement slide, I do like that there's a full sentence there because we do want to see what that thesis statement is. Okay, it's a little bit different. All right, I'm going to jump to now from intro. Okay, now we're to the analysis. All right. Okay, so this is good. So they're applying concepts from the textbook, which is what I'm asking all my classes to do, right? To the artifact they've chosen. So their book is, obviously a different book than yours in 211. Theirs is by Ott and Mack. Okay. And so they have something that's sort of paraphrased from that textbook, right? And then they're summarizing here. But they're going to talk in more depth. If you remember back on the script we looked at a second ago, the analysis part for this student was quite big, right? Okay, so they're gonna spend some time on the analysis slide. Oh, and there's more. Okay, so that's probably why, because they've continued it, which is good. If you're going to talk about a lot of things, break it up into multiple slides. Okay, so then they've got some more paraphrases from their text. If these are actual quotes, I'd ask you to put these in quotes. Okay. All right, here's another one. So analysis again goes on for a while, right? And so they've analyzed just total 1, looks like 2, 3, possibly 4. Yeah, so about 4 different concepts. Okay. All right. And then they have their conclusion slide. Excellent. And their conclusion, they have full sentences, which is okay, because that is where you kind of want to reiterate your thesis statement, but not literally, which is what they did. So they've paraphrased. Okay. So they demonstrated how the show Psych demonstrates cultural ideologies that reinforce dominant culture through a storyline. And they continued because remember their thesis was quite involved, so it's okay to split this up into 2 here. So Psych demonstrates these processes, how media through character portrayal continues to stereotype based on gender and race, leading to assimilation and tokenism. Great. And then they've listed their references here. Perfect. Very good. Very, very nice. Very good. Okay. All right. Did anybody have any questions on what we just looked at there? Okay. So again, I don't want to call the student out unless they want to talk, unless they have questions. So I'll just, is that cool? Okay, awesome. All right. Does anybody else want to share what they're doing so far? Do you have any questions? Otherwise, if you don't, I will jump into that technical bit I was talking about, like, or show you how to do audio and stuff. Is anybody to the point where they'd like to ask specifics before I do that?
Hello, Dr. Anderson.
Yes.
Hi. I'm to the point now at my age. Thank you for reviewing my presentation. So,
you're very welcome. Good.
I appreciate that. It's difficult working online, working full time, juggling family, priorities. So I think this is awesome. Truthfully, I wish a lot of the classes I've taken
Would allow these virtual. I know. I don't know if and those of you in 211, I don't know if I have explained this to your class before, but EOU does that, what Jason was asking about just then, does this a certain way in terms of how classes are categorized in the schedule, as you might have noticed. So we've got these things called remote at the moment, which are usually face-to-face. We've got online too, you'll notice, and some of you may are even taking hybrid classes, which are both. The reason, it's unfortunate, but the reason, Jason, that we don't typically have virtual sessions for the online classes is EOU started doing online a long time ago, and in fact, before a lot of other universities were really doing much online, and found that because people have schedules like yours, right? You're all over the country and you're usually full-time working, right? So we couldn't get people of virtual sessions together. I wish we could at least do optional virtual sessions. I think that would be great. I haven't been able to get approval from our management to do that, only because some faculty have told me they've tried it. I mean, it's not against the rules. They've tried it, but because some people can't, there's just no way they can attend any of the optional virtual session times. It feels like a benefit. It's not fair to some students and those who can, right? So that's why I'm kind of looping it into, well, okay, I'm already offering this for my remote students. If you want to pop in, you can, and recording those, because I think that's the key. If you offer optional sessions but don't record them, that's where the problem happens, where you have people that feel like it's not fair. So anyway, so I'm going to offer what we just did for you just now. I'm going to take a little snippet just of that and offer it to your class so that at least they can see at least one live one. I hope more want to come do this too, so that they can benefit. But yeah, I agree. I think it's really helpful, and it's really hard when you're taking online courses and you can't talk to the instructor, at least in a group format like this. We can always talk over phone or Zoom if you have additional questions. But yeah, so it's rough. I know. I've tried it myself, and I don't know how you guys are doing it.
No, I thank you for inviting me, into this presentation.
You're welcome.
I do have one question. With the audio that I recorded, what advice would you have for that? I truthfully had a hard time and had to do multiple takes reading off my script to I guess word it correctly.
That is kind of how it goes. Yeah. Did you use PowerPoint to record? It looks like you did, because I could see
I did, throughout my work history, predominantly with, different, training sessions, a lot of our medical training, different types of, fire training. We do a lot of PowerPoint presentations. So for me, it was pretty easy.
Okay, that's good. So that part was easy. It's just it does take a bit of doing it often, really, to get better at that. It's even worse when you want to record video of yourself. So so I didn't require that, right? Because that's even tougher, because when you do video, you kind of don't want it to break per slide. You would rather it be one big thing. And that's hard to get it right for the entire presentation. So that's why I recommend using PowerPoint, because you can do just one slide at a time. Google Slides you can too, but you have to pre-record the audio and then attach it. Whereas PowerPoint, you can just look at the slide right there, record it as you're staring at it, and a little bit easier. From what I heard, I didn't listen to the whole thing yet.
Okay.
But from what I heard, it sounded fine. So
okay.
I think you did well there.
Okay. Great. Thank you for your feedback.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So for all of you, with respect to the audio, I imagine that might be new for you if you're not used to giving presentations, or you're used to giving them because you're normally face-to-face students, right? You're used to giving them in class. You may have to record over and over. So give yourself enough time to get this done. Don't wait till the last minute. You'll find if you tend to handle presentations the way I typically did before all of this remoteness, the level of preparation for an online presentation, if you're recording it, is so different. Because when you feel like, okay, I've got these slides, I know what I'm going to do, and then you try to record yourself, you're like, oh, that sounded stupid. Okay, I got to do that again. Right? This is why I'm asking everyone to be a little more prepared than you would for normal face-to-face presentations, in that if you write a script, that is very helpful in terms of recording the audio. Okay, so at least you've got something to fall back on. I'm not going to be super picky comparing your script to what you say, but I would recommend, if you have any way to have that up at the same time you're recording your audio, so that you can look back at it in case you forget what you were going to say next. That will help. If you have a printer, is even better, so you can have that and you're looking at the slides at the same time, because not all of us have multiple monitors. I don't have multiple monitors. I wish I did. That would make all of the zoomness so much easier. Okay. So real quick, I'm going to go back into what I was sharing earlier. Let me do this first. I think it'll be better. Okay. I thought I was doing it. Hang on. Yeah. I don't know why that's not. Oh, let me do this again. There we go. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to share with you now are where you can find some tips that I put together for you for getting audio into your presentations, exporting your video from PowerPoint. I don't know how to export from Google Slides. I haven't tried. And then uploading your video to YouTube. Uploading to YouTube is optional. Okay. All right, so I have put together, let's see, in your, let me think how to say that. In your help module, or no, sorry, in your term presentation module, right, where the instructions are and where the guide video is, which you all should watch, okay. I know that a lot of the questions I've been getting have been about this technical stuff. So what I've done here is I've made an additional little kind of a cheat sheet for you. And I think I've called it like quick links or something like that. It's right under the term presentation guide video. It essentially will take you directly to the spots in the guide video that talk about these specific things. Okay, so for example, in order to record audio and PowerPoint, you need the desktop app, not 365. That's I think I'm going to be a common one that you guys run into. Okay. Now you should be able to, the EOU has a help article, and actually I'm going to copy the link for that right now because I want to put it in chat. Everybody should copy this. Okay, this is the link where you can download the desktop version of PowerPoint. All EOU students have access to this. Okay, now it's taking forever. Okay, well, I'll come back to that in a second. If you forget and you go to, oh no, are you guys seeing that? Boo. All right, nope. Okay, sorry. Let me see if I can get it back open real fast. Section 1, this one. That was interesting. See, even your instructor has technical issues. Okay. That one. Oops, no, this one. And let's go to, let's see, where were we? All right. Thank you for your patience. All right, so even if you forget and you open up Office 365 or PowerPoint from Office 365, there's this button here that says Open in Desktop App. And that is, go to that and then hopefully it'll prompt you to do what you need to do. If you don't, hang on. Let me grab the link that I was trying to share with you a second ago. Copy link. I'm going to paste this in chat. Okay. All right, so it's the second link here is EOU's help article, the guide to downloading, getting first 365 and then getting the desktop app. Okay, so you'll want to do that if you're going to want to follow the directions that I've given you. So let me go back again. Sorry, I keep having to jump back and forth. Okay. Share screen again, this one. All right, so in the little quick link tips guide thing that I've provided you, the second bit is how you can record audio using PowerPoint. Okay, so you'll want to jump to that, minute 15 or so to get to that. I can show you, well, here, I'll just show you on this because I already kind of did it a little. So if you're in PowerPoint, if you click insert, the insert tab, okay, you get this row of buttons, pops up, click the media one that has the little, it looks like a little volume thing anyway, click that. So it looks like, looks like audio, right? And then select audio and then record audio. Now, if you've already recorded it some other way, like on your phone, like maybe you can't record on your PC or something, you can do the audio on my PC option, okay? And that will let you, it creates this little thing right here after you record, that will let you record separately per every slide. It'll be a lot easier than trying to do the whole thing. We will talk about, though, for those of you who'd rather just do the whole thing, we will talk about how you can do it in Zoom, okay, as well. And in Zoom, you can always turn your video off, right, if you don't want to have your face, but you can include it if you want to, okay. All right, so the rest of what's in that little quick link tips thing is exporting your presentation from PowerPoint as a video, okay, which turns it into like an MP4, I think. So I've got a little quick link where you can just jump straight to that in the guide video. And then the final step would be putting it on YouTube. Again, the YouTube step is optional and you can put it on YouTube unlisted in case you guys are like, I don't want people to see my video. Then in that case, you do it as unlisted. And then for us, you just share it with us. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to exit out of this. Hang on. Stop share. Does anybody have any questions before I let you go? Does anybody think they're going to submit their presentation for feedback next week? I hope you will. Okay, I see a no. Not quite ready. Okay, that's fine. All right. Oh, and Noah says no too. Yes.
I have a question just about clarification, I guess.
Yes.
So in the slides and like the project and stuff, the literature review is basically just like the definition of like what we're picking, like to go. And then the artifact is like how it works with it.
The artifact is whatever popular culture artifact that you have chosen.
And
Corin, you're in
those definitions.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So you're kind of exactly you're showing how that vocabulary word or whatever it is you've chosen is illustrated. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Just wanted to make sure.
Yes. Yes. Good question. And all of you, feel free, you can always post questions in the Q&A discussion forum between now and the next time we meet. I encourage you to put your questions there as opposed to emailing me because it helps everybody else to see how those are answered. But if we need to talk, we absolutely can. So email me if something is more personal or you feel like it's too involved. Okay. If you do contact me between now and our next class, I will probably encourage you to share whatever you're sharing with me on email with the class too. So if you're like sharing a slide with me or part of your presentation, it's a really good teaching opportunity for you guys to watch other people get feedback, because you may run into the same issues. Okay. All right, you guys did great, and I apologize we went over time a little bit, but thanks for sticking with me, and I will see you all next week. Okay, thank you. Bye.